Episode 2, The Walks We Take. Amara took Marcus up on his suggestion and agreed to go for a run with him. It had been a couple of weeks since they had last spoken, and she found herself looking forward to this morning more than she expected. The sun was just rising over the quiet estate. Birds chirped in the distance as Amara stepped out in her workout gear, tight black leggings and a matching crop top, her long dark curls bouncing with every step. Her light caramel skin glowed under the morning light, her slim, toned yet curvy body moving gracefully. Marcus was already there, waiting. He wore a casual fitted t-shirt and running shorts, his tall, athletic frame evident in the morning light. As they began jogging side by side, Marcus teased her. "You're slower than I remember," he said, a playful grin tugging at his lips. Amara rolled her eyes and laughed. "Well, I'm older now." "Older," he said, mock shock in his voice. "You're not that old, and you're still stunning." She blushed, feeling a warmth she hadn't expected, and they laughed together. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, memories of college, small dreams, and life's unexpected turns. They giggled, shoulders brushing, and for a moment, Amara forgot everything else, even that she was a married woman. A week later, around 5 p.m., Amara was walking Luna, her dog, through the quiet streets. The sun was dipping behind the trees, casting long shadows across the pavement. She wore wide-leg jeans and a white t-shirt, casual yet effortlessly elegant, her hair loose and flowing. Marcus appeared seemingly out of nowhere, formal work clothes signaling he had just left work, but funny enough the route he used was not the one he'd been using to go back home with. "Well, if it isn't my favorite runner," he said with a teasing smile. Amara laughed, feeling that familiar flutter in her chest. They walked together, Luna trotting happily beside them. Marcus continued his gentle teasing, flirting subtly, making her laugh and blush despite herself. She giggled freely, momentarily forgetting the weight of her life with Daniel. Later that night, the mansion was quiet. Daniel was preparing for a business trip. He kissed her cheek softly and picked up his briefcase. "I'll miss you," he said, his voice steady but with a hint of warmth. Amara watched him leave, her chest tightening. Frustration and sadness welled up inside her. She felt alone, unseen, overwhelmed by the life they shared and the emptiness that lingered in their conversations. As the door clicked shut, she sank to the kitchen floor, her pink nightdress draping softly over her figure. Tears spilled down her cheeks as she buried her face in her hands. She felt raw, emotional, and completely unmoored. Her mind replayed all the moments she wished Daniel could understand her, the IVF struggles, the quiet loneliness, the feeling of inadequacy. After a long while, she pushed herself up and climbed the grand staircase of the mansion, her hand trailing along the polished railing. She reached her bedroom and sat on the floor, leaning against the bed, lost in thought. Her curls fell over her face, and she tried to breathe, trying to make sense of her feelings. Finally, she stood and went to her wardrobe. She rifled through clothes until her fingers lingered on a soft, floral pink dress. She held it to herself for a moment, then decided she needed to leave, to speak to someone, to find comfort outside the walls of her home. The drive to Marcus's house was quiet. She gripped the steering wheel tighter than necessary, her knuckles paling as her mind spiraled. Thoughts collided relentlessly. What if this is all my fault? What if I'm not enough? The words from the doctors, the silence from Daniel, the pressure, the expectation. They all echoed at once. She felt the weight of her body betraying her, of time slipping, of being seen only as what she could not give. Loneliness wrapped itself around her chest, heavy and suffocating, while a quiet, dangerous longing crept in, the need to feel understood, to feel seen, to feel like more than just a woman who was failing at something she was supposed to do so naturally. The car's interior bathed her in soft golden light as her curls tumbled over her shoulders, and the floral dress framed her slim, toned figure, but none of it mattered. Because beneath the beauty, beneath the composed exterior, Amara felt like she was unraveling, piece by piece, with no one truly noticing. When she arrived, she knocked. Marcus opened the door, slightly shocked. "Amara, it's late, are you okay?" he asked, concern in his voice. She stepped inside, and he made her a cup of tea. They settled on the small, slightly messy couch. She held the warm mug in her hands, and he rested his hand lightly on her knee. I feel like I can't breathe sometimes, she said quietly. Like I'm failing at everything, marriage, life, even myself. Marcus nodded, understanding. You're not failing, Amara. You are so much more than all of that. You're brilliant, beautiful, you're not defined by any one thing. Not by marriage, not by expectations. I see you, and I'm here. She looked down at him, overwhelmed by the gentleness in his eyes. The room was quiet except for the hum of the heater and the soft clink of their mugs. Suddenly, she stood. I have to go, she whispered, almost more to herself than him. Marcus moved closer, taking her hand in his. No, wait, you don't have to do this alone. I'm right here. She paused, meeting his gaze. He rubbed her hand, steadying her. I'm here for you, Amara. And in that moment, for the first time that evening, she felt a glimmer of peace. Though the night still carried a dangerous, thrilling tension.